Howdy y'all and welcome to Lac Lives. I think it's time we play a little Minecraft. Aw, the big tree up top caught on fire too. I was gonna leave that going, but well, I guess it's gonna burn down now. Out of here. I was going to work on my little garden a little bit and then realized that hopefully you stay safe in there, cow. If not, you're going to become cooked steak. I know. But I realized I couldn't even get to part of my farm because it was all under these stupid trees. I mean, look at those trees. They ruined my melons. Knocked down my cactus. I'm like, what in the world is that? But that's just water showing through. You didn't do a good job. Burn all the way down. You too, burn down. What are you doing? Whoops, not you, melon. You don't have to burn down. Just get rid of the old trees in my way. Come on. Get out of here. You're not welcome anymore. Come on, get up here. Bump, bump. So, today... Oh yeah, look at that. That's going pretty good. We're going to work more on the kitchen over there. And, but to do that, I need to get some green wool. I either need green wool, which I may or may not already have some of, or I need to make some green wool, which I can do. Since I now have access to my cactus, which I wasn't sure if it was still over there or not. You cook me up some cactus greens, please. Oh, let's burn this down a little bit too here. Out of here. You two, get out of here. Man, why didn't I set you on fire? Get out of here. Giant. Oh, that's the one that's got my cow in it. Don't burn up my cow. Still there, cow? Burn up this tree. Burn the tree, not the cow. I know, it's scary, isn't it? Whoops. Whoops. I wonder if I need more cactus than what I took over there. Oh, I bet the stupid stone wall's messing up my stuff here. So I went ahead and turned on the... I assume the settings are still on. I think in the video settings they have the new variable blocks, so I have them turned on, which I like, and so it shifts which block is used on these, although I still think the grass looks funny with it turned on, but I like the way every other thing that uses it looks, just not the grass so much. It still looks like it's, I don't know, weird. I probably don't look at the grass enough without these textures on to even notice that it looks weird all on its own anyways. And so this is just extra drawing my eye to it and making me think it's really weird. Okay, now I should have some cactus greens. Let you guys go hang out in there. And we'll take the cactus greens with the wool to get some nice green wool. Ooh, 9. I don't think that's enough. I think I need more. In fact, I'm almost positive I'm going to need more cactus green. But let's take the wool we've got and we shall try that out. My plan is to put the... I don't know why I keep trying to come under here. You can't get into the kitchen from down here. I thought I'd put some tablecloth on here. Oh yeah, see, look, I'm gonna need another 6, actually. I guess I should have paid attention. I don't really know how much carpet you get from wool. That's part of my issue. Are you done making some charcoal here? And then you get in there, and you start on those, and I'll get another 4 real quick so we don't waste charcoal. That's what I should have done, is chop down the big jungle tree for charcoal. That'd have been smart. Okay, there we go. But I did go and do some mining in the Nether yesterday, I think, so that we would have enough quartz to go ahead and finish off the ceiling. You know, and then I realized while I was doing the ceiling in the kitchen that almost every room in the downstairs has a white ceiling. In fact, almost every room in the house has a white ceiling. So I am gonna have to go back and get more quartz. In fact, I almost slaughtered my poor pick. So I really need to go get some diamonds from somewhere. I don't know where though, since my diamonds I had that I swiped are gone now. Guess I should have put those in my my ender chest so I could just hit a different ender chest for them. Stupid jungle. Thank you. Alright. So that's not cactus green. So I used 2 of these and 2 of these. That's quartz. You can't dye quartz. There we go. 2 of these. And then I do this, I get 3. Alright, so I just need 2 more of those. And we do 2 of these. And then we'll get 3 of those. It seems like an expensive recipe. 2 dye, 2 wool for 3 carpet. I mean, it's not even, they're not even a block. Alright. What I need to do is get out here and make some fence. I did put down some fence. I was going to put my sheep in here, but I need to make a big sheep pen again and go ahead and get all the different colors sheep going again so I can have different colors of wool like I had going. So I can't believe how much space there is here. Alright, let's try some quartz for this next part. So one of the things we had was a big, you know, I don't need it in that corner actually, I can hide it. Don't use more than you need to. We had a big freezer, and so I thought maybe I could finagle it. Finagle. Like this. Whoops, that's the wrong blocks. Like this. Ooh. Yeah. Because it was taller than a refrigerator. It was huge. It's a big freezer. And then next to that, it wasn't that big though. See, here's the problem, is I can't do what I want with this. Why don't we have vertical slabs? And then next to that was the refrigerator. And then next to that was the dishwasher. Except the dishwasher was actually back farther. Bam. And now I gotta figure out how to do, like... They really should have, like, spaces in between them, though. It also should have this ugly green dish that we never used for anything sitting on top of it. But I don't think we can manage that. Oh, we also had, like, the crock pot sit up there. We might be able to do something like that. Let's go get some, maybe some iron, or I see you. Some, what would I want that to look like? Maybe stone slab. Let's use stone slab. That might work. And we'll just do funny little top on here. Yeah, it'd be easier if I did it from the front. So we had the kitchen. Well, they had the kitchen was like 2 rooms. Yeah, there we go. Now we can have something sitting on top of it. We never had nothing sitting on top of it, that's for sure. And then this piece here actually needs some wood on top of it because it was in a wood cabinet. So growing up, we washed all our dishes in the sink. And it wasn't until later that I think I'm going to use jungle for this stuff. It wasn't until later that I went ahead and bought a dishwasher for the kitchen. Yeah, it's kind of... If you put that all in wood, then that's kind of the way it looked. And then this over here... I don't remember. I honestly cannot remember what was over here. I know there's a stove somewhere over here. But... I know in this corner was a cabinet. And then cabinet. And and you know what? There was cabinets up above as well. And then somewhere in here was the sink, which I guess would be just about straight across from the door. And then cabinet on down through here. Something like that. We had a lot of cabinet, I'm not gonna lie. And then the tops of it, though, was all white countertop, which I thought I could arrange with this. But yeah, so with the dishwasher being over here, it wouldn't fit underneath the... I'm just gonna go ahead and make you all into white carpet at this point, I guess. It wouldn't fit underneath the... get out of there. Underneath the sink, which would have been right about here. So I'm actually going to need to knock this out. Problem is that the window, I think, was a little bigger than the sinks, but the sink was a double sink. So maybe I need this to be just a double window then. So do I want it on the inside or the outside? Let's go this way with it. And so there just wasn't enough room under the sink, near the sink, because this was all cabinet, and so we didn't have room for a dishwasher, and man, I cannot remember what this looked like at all. I want to say, like, I bet I can't put them in there. No. I want to say that the... Oh, but I could do it this way, couldn't I? No, I can't do it that way because that's half a... Well, no, because I can just take this out. Don't let me forget to go back up there for those. Actually, I'm going to go right now because I need to place these from the top. But, so when we decided to get a dishwasher, I decided to get a dishwasher because we just didn't have time to wash dishes. And so, I mean, it's one thing when you got 10 people living there, but when you go down to like, what was there, 3 of us at one point? You know, we just, with everybody in and out, we didn't have time to do the dishes. And nope. Now you've done it. Now you've done it. You done locked yourself in a hole. And so decided to put in the dishwasher, but the plumbing for the house is all weird because the house is really old. And so things were run and built over, and like tiny crawl spaces that a normal person couldn't fit into, and stuff like that. And so it was pretty crazy to actually run the piping for the dishwasher. And so, you know, it's got to have a drain, and it's got to have a water supply. And so, you know, I had to go down in the basement underneath everything and feed all that in through to all the way back over to here. And it would have been easy if we'd have done it before the floor, but we didn't do it before we put in the floor. Okay, I think like the stove would go here. And so then this cabinet up here was kind of like that. I want to say. Oh. Yeah. No, the cabinet was definitely like that, because over top of the stove, we had a hood. Yeah, I remember the hood. Like that. And there was kind of a gap in there. Actually, you know what? If I take this one out, which I know doesn't work right, but if I go use a quartz stair, that would look more like the hood that was over the stove. And I need to put in a stove too. And I know our stove was white, but I'm gonna go ahead and put in a cobblestone oven. 1, 2, 3, so it works. Yeah, there we go. That's my. And then, yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. We got to figure out some way to do doors. I think if I do like item frames, I should be able to do like item frames through here and put doors on there. There's a trick you can do with carpet and item frames that makes it look like handles. So we'll be able to get like handles on there, but I don't know with the new item frames if that's all changed. Why don't you guys come with me? I need some more stuff here. But I remember as a kid, especially when canning season come along. Well, the whole process is just monstrous. work. And, well, okay. It's one thing to go, I'm going to can a few jars of jelly, right? And if you've never canned anything, mainly what the process is to cook down whatever it is that you are working with. And then once it's cooked down, you put it in jars to seal and keep fresh, right? I mean, that's what the process of canning is for. And so really, you just walked right off the back like that. That's smart. And so, it's not that bad, maybe, sorta, to do the cooking part. The problem is that as a kid, we had this giant garden, and I mean, like it was. Oh, you know what? There was no cabinets over top of this thing here. Instead, what we had was this weird scroll work. Let me just go make some stairs to put in there for this part. And so what you would do is that's not enough wood. And you're oak, right? Yeah, I need jungle wood for this. And so we'd have this huge garden, and planting it, you plant it, and that's a huge undertaking. I mean, like, our garden was over an acre or two probably in size, and an acre is like huge if you've never seen an acre of land. Um, I didn't make my stairs, did I? So, you get out there, you plant the garden, and so that's this huge ordeal. You're, outside, because we lived on a farm, of course, we had the tractors and whatnot. Surprise! Haha. And so the first step was to take the tractor out and actually work up the garden. And so that wasn't so bad. They go through with what's called a cultivator, and it's like your fingers. If you hook your fingers, put that on the back of a tractor, drag it through the dirt, breaks up the dirt. And then they go through with a rototiller, which is this other machine, but it's one that you walk behind. Yeah. It's just like that. Only it was thinner, because this is like pretty thick. And so, and then it gets worked up, and you run over the rototiller, because the cultivator, it works up the dirt, but it works it up in a rough kind of style. And so the rototiller breaks the dirt down to make it looser and softer for planting purposes. There was not this much room in our kitchen. This wall is a little too big. What we're missing yet, though, is we had this key. Let me finish my garden story, and then I'll talk about the key. And so you make the garden. Garden's like, I'll bet our garden was at least the size of this wheat field in comparison. Maybe bigger. And I mean, like, the whole thing. And so, when you're a kid and you're working, hey, I didn't even look at you, angry Enderman. And so you're out here and you're digging holes through the dirt, and and different plants have to be planted different ways, and so somebody goes through with a hoe and digs a path, and then you're out there planting potato halves, because potatoes can grow from potato halves, and or you're out there making little hills for squash and pumpkins and stuff, or you buy tomatoes already partially grown, and so you're out there digging holes to put the tomato plants in, and then you go along after that, and weeds come up, of course, and so then you're out there with the hoe or on your hands and knees pulling weeds out from around the plants. like every other day because the garden is so big you can't stop. And if you do stop, you'll never find your plants. And so, you know, weeding the garden, and then as summer goes along, then it gets hot, and so then we had buckets of water that we carried out to water some of the plants that really required water, like tomato plants and stuff. You had to water every day, and so we'd fill up like 25-gallon buckets of water, and then I'd have to, well, not just me, but you know, there's the kid, you know, my brothers and sister, we'd have to carry out all this water out to the garden and water each of the plants and fill them back up and carry more water and fill them back up and carry more water. And then when you get to the fall, then it's harvest, right? And so in fall, you've got to, there you are. I could hear you, I just couldn't find you. You'd have to, I hear another one. You'd have to go ahead and bring all the stuff in. So anyways, we, you know, like tomatoes, you got to bring them in, you heat them up, you throw them in cold water, you peel the skin off, then you run them through a colander for, it depends on what you're making, but we made a lot of sauces or juices, and so you'd have to squeeze them down, run them through a colander, put it in the pot, add the salt, sugar, and pepper, or whatever it is you were making that you needed the ingredients for, and then that would all have to boil. And you can imagine the pot was like one of these things on top of the stove. And so this would just be full right to the top with tomato sauce. And, all right, maybe it wasn't this big, but it was pretty big. And so then that's boiling. And so we had all these little specks on the ceiling over top of the stove as a kid for making like apple butter, I think is the worst, because for getting stuff on the ceiling. Because when you cook up apples, apple butter is kind of like applesauce, but with spices in it. And so as you cook down the applesauce, it boils just like everything else, but it's thicker. And so the air forms larger bubbles that comes out. And so when it finally reaches the surface to explode, because that's what boiling is pockets of air coming up through everything. It just explodes into the ceiling, and and so then it doesn't come off, and so we got these little brown specks and from cooking this stuff. And then once you get it all boiled to the point where it's made, then you got to put it in jars. The jars have to be hot when you put it in, and then there's like this little ring that you put on it that seals it, and then the part. It's already so much work just to get to this part, but we had the basement down here, and so the basement is where we stored everything, and so then you're just carrying crate after crate after crate of glass jars full of whatever it is we're canning, green beans and tomatoes and squash and pears and apples and applesauce and pickles and corn and chow chow and all sorts of stuff every fall. And then that's what we would eat most of the year, would be what we canned. And I mean, we ate other things you get from the store, but that was a supplement to what we ate. The key, we had this key on the wall, and all our keys hung on the key, and so it was just this key thing. But I always remember it always being on the wall. My entire life, that key was hanging on the wall. We don't even have it here. We don't use it at this place. I have no idea where it's at. It's just funny that the kitchen was remodeled twice, and it stayed on the wall my entire life that we lived here. And then we moved. No key. No key. And then our shoes went right here on a carpet. Maybe this is about the right size. And our coats hung on the wall right here. Coats, keys, shoes. Freezer, refrigerator, dishwasher, stove, sink, cabinets, table. All I'm missing is the chandeliers. There were 2 of them. There was one here, and then one over here. And they're both really low. I had to duck underneath of them. But I'm tall, so not everybody ducked underneath them. Just me, I think. But yeah. Oh, and there was this ugly painting. I was going to talk about the ugly painting. We used to have this ugly painting hanging on the wall that was all like dark muted colors, and there was like fruit and stuff on it. And I always thought it was the ugliest painting. I don't know where that's at now. I think my brother might have it, actually. Dude, it's the ugly painting. So anyways, I'm going to call it here. Alright, we've already gone long enough, and next time hopefully I'll have better stories. I spent more time in the living room than I did in the kitchen, so I could probably come up with some better stuff in there. Or maybe I will just think of better stories. So click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. I will talk to you later.